Hello. To answer these problems, number one, the problems on this look a lot like the quiz. So to answer number one, we should look at the fact that there's variables on both sides, and that's not okay. So we need to get rid of the x on this side because we want everything to be on the side. So we get rid of the x here, which means we have to subtract it. Okay. Now if we subtract it, if we subtract x from this side, it kills it over this side, and then if we subtract x on this side, right, we'll get -5 minus 1, which is -6x, because we carry the x with it, minus 14 is greater than or equal to -2. Now I don't switch the inequality sign because I didn't divide or multiply by negative. All I did was subtract a negative, or subtract an x. Here, I would go ahead and get rid of the constant next to the variable. Okay, and now what do I end up with? I end up with -6x is greater than or equal to 12, right? Now, I will subtract, or not subtract, but I will divide the -6 to cancel it out on this side so that it becomes just x instead of -6x, it becomes just x. I have to switch the inequality because I'm actually dividing. That's the rule. I'm dividing by negative. I get -2. So my answer should have been almost, but this is not less than, so it has to be B. All right, graph the solution to 5 minus x greater than -2. Well, this is +5, so we have to get rid of it first. You always have to get rid of the constant first. Remember, the constant is the number away from the variable. We get -x because 5 minus 5 is 0, so we get -x is greater than -7. And then whenever you see something like this, you divide by -1 on both sides, which will actually flip the inequality. So let's do that. And I end up with x is less than, because I'm dividing by -7, because a negative divided by negative is a positive. So I would put this at the 7 that doesn't exist there. Right here. I put my open circle, and I'd go this way. Okay? All right, that's at 7. Here I have to solve. So I did the distributive property. And I end up with 2x plus 6 is less than 2x plus 16 because I don't change anything. Okay. Give me 1 second. We end up having to cancel out the 2 x's. So we end up with 6 is less than 16. And then you just have to ask yourself, is that true? Is 6 less than 16? If that's true, okay, then you say all you would say infinitely many solutions, because 6 is always less than 16. Doesn't matter what you choose for x, this answer is always true. So infinitely many solutions. Name the 4 properties of inequality. Give an example. So the addition property of inequality would be, x plus 1 is less than x plus 1, because you're adding 1 to both sides. Subtract prop inequality would be x minus 1 is less than 3x minus 1. We're subtracting 1 from both sides, so that's subtraction property of inequality. Multiplication property of inequality. 2 times x is less than 2 times 3x. So again, we're multiplying 2 by both sides. And then division property of inequality. X divided by 2 is less than 3x divided by what? Same thing, 2. Okay, that's how that works. Here, Jim is on a budget of $100. So that means that that means it has to be, he can spend $100, but he can't go above it. So he can do this, right? He can say less than or equal to 100. And then the x, there's an x that exists, and then the coefficient of the x must be the cost of each shirt, $4.99. Okay, because then you would go ahead and divide that, 100 divided by $4.99, and you get x is less than or equal to, let's see, so it's 100 divided by 4.99. We get 20.04. 20.04. Okay. So really, we should fix that to be x is less than or equal to just 20, because you can't buy a 0.04, 0.04 of a shirt. That would not work. So this is the solution right here. Okay, the one in bold, and then we have so we wrote this is the first part. We wrote it. Here we solved it. Now we just graph it. So all you have to do is make a little graph. Okay, nothing too fancy. Okay, and then let's say this was 20. This was 21. This was 19. And then we would put our open circle, close circle, because it's less than or equal to, close it like that, and put our line going in the direction of this. Make sure the x is on the left, like that. So that's how you would do that. So there's a quiz next class. And yes.